Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another Generator Reacts reaction for you guys. This is the Season 1 finale of Generator Reacts. Interestingly enough, episode 21. Usually it's like 20 episodes or 22, 23, 21 for a TV show back then. Interesting that that's the finale, but regardless, this is a Season 1 finale, and I don't know the title, of course. I'll find that out when I get into the episode itself. Now, I had a couple of people commenting saying, I can't wait for you to see the finale and everything, so obviously, that's a given because it's the finale of a season and everything. It's the first finale of the show. We've had 3 seasons total of Generator X. And I'll be honest and I'll be, blunt. If you guys saw my reaction last week, it wasn't that great of an episode last week. But the thing is, I still love this show. I still love the journey, still love the characters. So I'm still excited going into this. I just really feel like they could have done something completely different last week in terms of a story. Because that was just, okay. And I just at points, I just didn't believe this villain could really take on Rex, and he just didn't feel really that much of a threat, just some weird guy. But that's just me, right? We all respond to things differently, and in my case, So, anyways, guys, it's up to now. We're finally here. It's kind of interesting to think that, because now, I've always said that it feels like I've seen more of the show than I actually have, and now we're here with the Season 1 finale. So, it's like I've seen now a good portion. I've seen 1/3 of the show when I finish this episode. I'll see 1/3 of the entirety of Generator X. So, interesting how time is flying by slowly but surely. Let's dive into it now, guys. Let's check it out. Let's go.
Depowered.
Okay.
All but destroyed. Well, everything is in place. Soon our greatest enemy will be buried.
To make way, start a revolution.
Payback.
Who's gonna know?
Oh my god.
What's your status?
Came from out of nowhere. We're being boarded.
So far, they've steered clear of headquarters. I'm en route to the keep now.
Until at some point they probably head for it.
Are they really that stupid? Wait up.
Ooh.
Take the ship.
This is a new Evo that he's working with now, yeah.
Bobo gets cranky.
I learned that the hard way too.
Attention, Providence. The ship is ours.
They're all right there.
You
All
made
right.
some lame-o moves before, Van Cleist.
Oh shit.
Had a fair amount of time on my hands these days.
What?
You left some of your own behind. Enough to tell me a few things about what makes you tick.
Do you really think
This is
throwing me out that
crazy.
is the best way to get rid of me?
I mean, I'm not too worried. I'm assuming 6 is gonna save him. Yep.
Are you okay?
No.
I think we may have a problem.
The remote destruct sequence has been disabled. Van Cleist has complete control of it. Give me some good
Shit.
news.
What's your game, Van Cleist?
What's your game?
Very good question.
Oh my. What?
They're gone, aren't they?
It seems like it.
Cleist took all my active nanites.
But it's unlike anything I've ever seen. But this one has me stumped.
Great. Loving this.
Loving it.
Finished with the lost cause, we've got a bigger problem.
He cured Evos.
And now he's making them.
I create them.
Shit, dude. I mean, they had to know they were gonna get shot at.
Wow.
All right, where to?
South Pacific.
That's my boy. And here I thought you'd try to pull some hero stunt. I want the White Knight. Find where he's hiding and bring him to me.
So we just put some of these nanites in you and we're good to go.
I mean,
No.
maybe?
They're
What?
inactive. Or at least stripped of their programming.
What happens if it can't?
Let me put
Dead?
it this way.
Maybe?
The last guy who went swimming in that soup ended up a 50-foot freak show.
I wouldn't say that close to the door, but okay. Yeah, that's why.
Listen to me carefully, Van Cleist.
I'd rather not. The inner perimeter has been compromised. They're coming.
Okay, Bobo.
Oh
set
boy,
the thing to bed and
this
go.
is
If this
tricky.
doesn't work,
What if it wipes your memory? What if it
That
turns
is-
you
that's
into some
possibility.
kind of evil monster?
You overstayed your welcome.
Now here's someone who would make a nice addition to our Evo ranks.
Nice. What? Okay, he's already back that fast? Damn.
Trying to do my job for me, Six?
Oh shit, this, okay. Oh my, what? Something new. Watch your back. Ooh.
This is an unexpected surprise.
Nice. Oh shit. Cure? Okay, yeah, Cure. Oh my god, he made it into the office. Oh, don't forget Breach. Okay, good. What?
You're lucky it's on the lowest setting.
Where's she going?
No one can help you. You're all alone.
Don't have my sister.
Oh shit! Pulling his nanites back. Or something.
Once again, epic fail. No time to look everywhere. I'm shutting everything down.
You can do that?
Don't know. Never tried.
Oh my god. It worked. What? Oh, they were all captured.
As far as I can tell, you're back to your old self.
I don't
As far as
know.
she can tell, though.
Something feels different.
Oh.
White Knight in person.
This was not our finest hour.
What are you talking about?
Well-
We kicked butt. If he wants a nanite war, let him bring it.
It's good to have you back, Rex.
I'm surprised he said that. And there you have it, guys. That was the Season 1 finale of Generator Rex. And this was actually a pretty good episode to end off Season 1. Now, interestingly enough, Rex actually loses his powers. And the thing that was injected into him, I think his name was Rylander, I think? But the guy that we met, I think it was episode 9, and he was saying all this stuff, and he knew Rex's parents, and also Rex's brother, and also he injected him with something he called everything. This is everything. I don't know if it was like some sort of research thing or something that's connected to the nanite explosion. I'm not sure. All I know is that Rex lost his powers. Van Kleist took all of it. Because Van Kleist just threw out this line that says, when you took my powers away, some of your nanites got into me. Okay, so he technically wasn't cured in a sense. I mean, he was, but not really. And then he actually cured Rex, except for the one, like, basically nanite thing. And it was the one thing that wasn't removed. And then, okay, here's the one thing that I kind of wish they would have maybe spent a little more time on, just a little bit more, is when Rex goes under and then they basically start up the freaking machine to where he gets the nanites and see if it's going to work. Obviously, with the show being Generator Rex, he's the main character. Of course it was going to work, but I was kind of hoping they would have showed at least a little bit of the machine running and everything and seeing the progression of it to where maybe it doesn't work at first, maybe something's happening. Because literally, as the machine turns on, it cuts away for like 10, 15, 20 seconds. All of a sudden, boom, Rex is like breaking through the wall, and there he is fighting Van Kleist. It's like, okay. Now, what's also interesting, too, is that he has new abilities, plus his old ones, because he basically brought back his original nanites, but he also has nanites that were new, that were basically altered and basically adapted to him, and they were inactive in that machine, and then they were activated by that thing that he was injected with. So, he can now, as we saw, he has a new ability. It was like this like giant pack on his back, and then he has like this kind of squid kind of arm thing. It's kind of a weird design, but it's kind of implying he could do more. And then they also showcased that he was using his like flying machine or whatever, his flying nanite form he could build, to showcase he still has those original forms, but he has new things as well. Also, what I really appreciated that the show actually addressed, and it goes to show, to me at least, the difference in writing of these episodes. And what I mean by that is this. last episode, we had a villain that I just didn't really care for at all, and we had this group of like villain characters following this guy who were taking out Providence soldiers like nothing. Now, I get the whole point of the show is the Providence soldiers, these grunts or whatever, they're not really that useful. They try, but they really don't do much, but it just didn't feel like, you know, they really gave a shit. Even though we had an episode dedicated to Noah and Rex being a part of like the training process and all that, I thought that would have been a turning point of making these Providence soldiers more prevalent and more of, and like, I don't know if that's the right word, but like basically more helpful in situations, and they really haven't. It's really kind of weird, but because it really makes it look like Rex, he's like really OP, and they just don't really matter at all. But the thing is that they had that episode where it was literally like, okay, just who? Because it really felt like they were just like doing just some random episode last week that really just didn't matter overall. It was filler. I just didn't care for it. And then we had this episode, and not because it's a finale. There was one particular moment that made me think, okay, this really changes the perspective of the whole show. Because when Rex went to go fight Van Kleist and his like, you know, he's basically entourage, essentially, those different characters like I actually have the thing pulled up here, Beowulf and all that, and there was a new Evo with him as well, but when he went to go fight, and Beowulf is just blocking his few moves and then knocking Rex down, and then Rex gets his nanites taken away from him, they make a point that Van Kleist says, we all know, we know all your tricks, we know everything, and even that was addressed with Noah saying, you use that move a lot, you use these different moves, like, you quite often, like, we know the variety of, like, your fighting skills. And then they address that by saying, look, like, we took you out and, like, no, like, Beowulf was able to block all your moves because we already know your tricks. We already know what you're going to do because you're very predictable. And it really goes to show that Rex needs to adapt and change his fighting styles. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. He has to learn and train more and become less predictable. And so I think that was pretty smart. And that, to me, is good writing because we've been seeing him take out Evos and do all this craziness. But at a certain point, it's a lot of the same maneuvers over and over and over, the same moves, if you will. But now they're addressing it, saying Rex has to adapt. And that goes the whole thing about him getting new, basically, builds he can create with his nanites now. So I think it's pretty cool. I think the action was really great. I also, too, they didn't really address it much past the point of the reveal that Holiday got her sister out to go fight. I forget which one it was, but it's that diamond type of Evo. I'm guessing the sister went back into her cage or whatever, and she's an uncurable, which I'm wondering, thinking more about it, because I thought it was a cool reveal that that's where she was heading the whole time, because she's being chased. I'm like, where the hell is she going? And then she gets her sister out to fight on her behalf. They make a point to say there are uncurable Evos, and I'm curious to know why that is. And I know this really wasn't a part of the story or whatever, but I was thinking more about this in general. Uncurable Evos, what is specifically the reason why they can't? Like, what was the difference when they turned into an Evo versus others that can be brought back? Because literally, as we saw, Rex was turning people back. And then we saw how Van Kleist was using his nanites when he took Rex's at a time. He was creating Evos. And he left his whole entire crew, it seems, or at least a couple of them behind when he left. But, like, why are there some that cannot be cured? And what specifically is the reason? Is there a reason behind it? I don't think they've ever addressed that. I would like to know the information on that, if they ever were to do that. Seeing White Knight out and about in his suit, very interesting, because that's something that is just still baffling to me, and especially when he says, good to have you back, Rex. He actually laughed at something Rex said. I'm like, okay, this is, like, interesting. He's definitely not the same guy, but then again, I think he's just, like, first of all, happy to be alive, because I'm pretty sure if he didn't have that whatever thing he had in his office when Beowulf walked in and he's basically being brought to the ground and there's some sort of like magnetic something or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, like White Knight could have easily killed him. He could have easily, or took his nanite stuff away, but he didn't. And White Knight's out and about for a bit. So it's kind of implying White Knight will come, like, and show up and be a part of things if it's a dire situation, but more likely than not, he will not. And he even makes the point to say, oh, don't get used to it. I'm not going to just be out here all the time. Because that suit is the only thing protecting him from being the only human left. Here's the thing. Do we know for sure if he really is the only human who's not been affected by nanites at all? Like, no nanites in his system at all. Like, I would assume there may be some more out there. I don't know how. Because when the explosion of the nanites happened, I mean, in the situation for him, he basically went through that, like, process, and then Rex stopped it before it actually killed him, and basically removed all of his nanites. But I don't know about other people if they could have maybe gotten some sort of bunker or whatever and they've never been infected. Who knows? But it's kind of interesting how they're kind of developing and progressing his character, because that flashback changed a lot of things in our perspectives on White Knight in terms of who he was before everything went down in the new structure of Providence and all that kind of stuff. Seeing Noah fighting alongside with Bobo and everything and just being a part of the episode was, I think, pretty interesting as well, because it's furthering the idea, especially when he was suiting up as a Providence grunt or soldier, whatever word you want to use, that he is probably going in that direction. But here's the difference. Noah's going to be able to do more as a grunt, a soldier, whatever, because he's more of a lead character. We have a bunch of Providence soldiers with just masks on and we don't know who they are. There's a couple we do know that we've met without mask on, without their whatever identity being hidden. But Noah, if he becomes a Providence soldier or whatever, he's going to be able to do a lot more because he's a named character, and we've been following him since pretty much the beginning of the show. Not really, I don't think it was exactly the beginning, or was he introduced in the first episode? I can't remember. But regardless, like, he's going to be able to accomplish more, and this is just furthering that this is something he wants to do as a character. Overall, I had a good time with this episode. I think it was really cool with the action sequences and implying and showing a little bit that Rex is able to do more now with these new nanites and everything. So we'll hopefully see some new stuff. And I think that's smart because, like, I really enjoy the show. But I've always wondered, like, can't Rex do more with the nanites within him? Because he's a very special, unique individual with the nanites he can control and everything and stuff. Obviously, there's times he can't, like there's something wrong with him. But I really think there's more he could do, and there actually is now more he can do. So now we're progressing and showing he can actually do more, and all that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in season 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about this episode, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Talk to you soon. Peace out.